Hey everybody, today's video is going to be about how to put your Chevy Silverado to work, even when you live in the suburbs. I'll give some tips on stump and brush pulling, as well as some advice on towing. I'll also be showing off all the nifty features my 2019 Silverado comes with to make this job easier. Let's get started. The first step of this project is to cut down this arborvitae tree and haul it away. As you can see, it hasn't been well kept and is now encroaching onto the side of the house. Taking this tree down should be pretty easy. It's made up of a few light limbs I can take down individually, and the trunk looks like it should be easy to get a chain around later. Staying true to my suburban living situation, the chainsaw I'm using is a Ryobi 14-inch 40-volt with a brushless motor. It doesn't quite have the power of a gas-powered chainsaw, but it's light years ahead of the electric saws you plug in with an extension cord. Never mixing gas or cleaning a carb is a huge plus as well. Cutting this tree down went pretty easy. My primary concern was to make sure nothing fell towards the house. The limb that was closest to the house I ended up cutting partially, then I hooked a cable high on the limb and pulled it down to make sure it fell away from the house. Now that the tree is down, let's hook up the trailer using some of the cool features of the advanced trailering package. I know it's a lightweight aluminum utility trailer and I could just lift the tongue and walk it to the truck, but where's the fun in that? I'll load the trailer after it's hooked up to stabilize the trailer and keep it from tipping while I load it. Once you put the truck in reverse, the backup camera automatically comes on. As you can see, I already have the Hitch guiding line selected. This line has the same path prediction when you steer like the regular backup camera has. I have found that the curve the line provides you when you turn is pretty accurate and will help a lot with alignment. However, once you get close, you now suffer from the poor depth perception of the fisheye backup camera has. The advanced trailering package corrects this issue with the Hitch View camera mode. It uses the same camera, but it crops and kind of flattens out the image so you can properly determine your distance to the coupler of your trailer. Once you have the hitch perfectly aligned under your trailer coupler, the advanced trailering package shines again with its automatic parking brake assist. Your truck will automatically activate this feature when you back up with the Hitch View camera mode selected. All you have to do is put the truck in park while your foot is on the brake pedal and the electronic parking brake will engage automatically. This solves the problem of your truck rocking forward or backward once you put it in park, and thusly messing up your hitch alignment. Once I go around to check out our alignment, you will see that it is perfectly in place to drop the trailer on and hook everything up. Now as you can see, we are loaded up, tied down, connected to the truck, and we can drop off this load to a compost collection site. When you have a trailer connected to the truck, you can see I have some cool options available in the trailering section on my infotainment system. First, you can create a custom profile for each of your trailers. This helps with brake gain settings if your trailers have brakes, but it's also helpful for tracking trailer fuel economy and mileage on your trailer to keep up with maintenance. The tire pressure information section is something I'm really looking forward to using. I have been saving these valve stem sensors for when I buy a camper. They replace the valve stems on the trailer tires and will tell you both the air pressure and the temperature of each tire. Fun fact, the backup camera will work while driving to check on your load. Note that you have an 8-second timer in the top right corner to prevent you from getting too distracted on the road. Now that we're back from that trip, we can work on pulling out this stump. You can see I have already prepped the stump by digging around it with a spade and a shovel. The more you do that, the easier it will be to pull the stump out. I have the chain low and tight on the stump to prevent it from sliding off, and I have wrapped the chain through the hitch on my truck and back onto itself. I prefer this method over simply attaching the hook of the chain to where the trailer chains are attached because the center of the hitch is a stronger point and it pulls directly on the center of my hitch. Now for this pull, the two things you want to prevent are the truck from spinning and tearing up my lawn and the truck from bouncing as it yanks on the stump. That can damage your powertrain. The best way to help prevent both of these is to have your truck not only in four-wheel drive, but to have it in four-wheel low. You'll need to put your truck in neutral to engage four-wheel low. Once in gear, it will not only keep all four of your wheels spinning together, but it will also keep your speed down so you can better control how slowly you pull on the stump. Four-wheel low disables electronic stability control and traction control, so basically giving you full control of what your truck is doing. Stumps will fight you, and you may have to use that spade and dig around the stump more to get it to break loose. Take your time, and don't try to get too forceful. Snapping off the top of the stump, breaking a chain, or even worse, your truck, will all lead to a much worse day than some extra digging. Getting this stump hauled away was a pain. It required knocking off a lot of that dirt to shave weight and calling in a favor to a friend to help get it loaded onto the trailer. But after everything was cleaned up, the next project is to pull a few bushes out along the side of the house that the tree was on. Obviously, a bush is not going to have the root structure a tree has, so your truck will have little problem pulling them. The hard part is getting your chain to not squeeze the bush together and slide over the top of it. I recommend trying to wrap the chain twice as low and as tight as possible. This will add more friction and hopefully get the chain to bite better. If you can't get it to hold, you might end up digging with that spade like the stump from earlier. Once those bushes are gone, I decided that I need to address the poor water shedding issue on this side of the house. It's kind of hard to tell from this picture, but there is a valley near where those rocks end that holds water during a rainstorm. Standing water near a foundation is never a good thing. So we will pick up some black dirt and also purchase a longer downspout for the back of the house. Now that we are hooking up the trailer again, I wanted to give some tips on doing this properly. It's common on trailers nowadays to see these instructions on how to hook up your trailer. Notice how the chains cross under the coupler and how the hooks loop from underneath. These are all important in the event your coupler detaches on the road. Trust me, it happened to me once. It's a very scary experience that happens suddenly and ends with a damaged trailer and a dinged up truck. You want everything hooked up right. The next image is to make sure your latch closes properly on the ball of your hitch. Don't just make sure the latch is down. Make sure the coupler is latched onto the ball of your hitch. You can always make sure of this by looking underneath the coupler and seeing the latch engaged underneath the ball. Also make sure you either put a lock or pin in the latch to keep it from releasing on the road. The last image is about weight distribution. While you want most of the weight over the axle of the trailer, you also want some weight on the tongue of the trailer. This really helps with ride quality. I have seen some moving trailers where they naturally put the heaviest thing in last on the back of the trailer, and it causes the trailer to swerve back and forth at high speeds on the road. Lastly, on trailer stuff, if your trailer has a tongue jack, make sure it is cranked up all the way. Just because it is off the ground in your driveway doesn't mean it'll clear things like speed bumps or steep angle changes at the bottom of driveways. Phew, now that that's out of the way and we have our trailer lights plugged in, we can use another great feature on the 2019 Silverado, the light test. You can find this feature in the connections area of the trailering app. You can also start the trailer brake test by using the My Chevrolet app on your phone. Just go to Advanced Trailering Guide, then to Trailer Light Test. It is also a great way for checking the lights on your truck. I used it during my LED mod videos, so yeah, check them out if you haven't. At first glance, I thought I had a major problem with the connection on my trailer, but once I stopped looking at the lights through my phone, I saw that they are actually working normally. It must be a frame rate issue between the lights and my camera, like how the Silverado running lights look like they're flashing in other YouTube videos. Alright, fun part. Let's get a yard of black dirt. I put down a tarp to make cleanup easier. A yard of black dirt weighs about 2,000 pounds. It must be a pretty good load based on how much my rear suspension is dropping. But about now is when I realized I should probably go drop my back gate for this guy. Alright, trailer full of topsoil. Not a bad amount of dirt for 20 bucks. I think I will use the tow haul mode for this trip. Having that on will change the shifting points of my transmission for better towing performance. Having this feature on an 8-speed sounds pretty useful actually. Once you get to the point of driving on your lawn again, I suggest putting your truck into 4-wheel high. The purpose of this is to prevent any wheel spinning on your lawn. Drive slowly and try not to turn your wheels too much. Alright, 1 yard of dirt, a hole to fill, and a grade near the foundation to create. As I said earlier, my goal is not just to fill the holes left behind, but to shed rainwater away from the foundation. I'll buy a longer downspout as well to help with this issue. I think I'll save you the time lapse of me shoveling for 2.5 hours and skip to the end result. And there you have it, one empty trailer and a clean looking west side of my house. I'll seed the dirt now in the summer, and in the spring we'll plant some hostas and likely put more rock down. Well, I hope you found some useful information in this video. It was my goal to show off the usefulness of the 2019 Silverado in the suburbs, as well as give some tips along the way. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I have a lot more videos coming, and subscribing will really help support the channel and help it grow. Throw any comments or questions in the comment section, and I will be sure to answer them. See you in the next video.